what JPR wants or they're not going to pass it.
Well, this will help with JPR, what Dana did.
Yeah.
Certainly. But, you know, as to whether they'll go for it, nobody knows. I mean, trying to predict that is fool's errand.
Do you have a PDF of it or the amendment or anything that you could share your screen? And
Well, there's no amendment. It's in the bill now. It's a
okay.
difference between the bill.
Okay. Well, you know what? Let's hold
I
this
need to
one.
like go look at the bill.
Let's
It's on a
do
separate
that
screen then. Yeah.
Let's do that then, because I've been texting back and forth with others about this bill and been being told that really JPR needs that, or they're not. It could be very problematic. So let's hold this and just go to
Patrick,
the other
do you
four.
have last year's bill number?
House Bill 721 from 2020.
Thank you.
It's,
I don't know if it would work, but it might be helpful at some point if we were working through amendments, like if you have the PDF, Patrick or David, for things to share your screen or somebody else to share their screen so that we can all see it. So we're working off the
I
same,
think that's a good idea.
not an amendment, and that it's in the bill already. I'm just, as a note, it might be nice. We can always try it. If it doesn't work, we don't have to do it again too.
So I'm looking at last year's bill, and Patrick, I'm going to try to synthesize to make sure I understand. Last year's bill had B, that individual may not cause the death, et cetera, as a result of the individual operating a motor vehicle. And then last year's bill broke down into 1, in a careless or distracted manner, or 2, in violation of any provision of this title. This
Correct.
year's bill takes
I
out
took that out.
number 1 because number 2 already says that. Because in this title, it says in a careless or whatever you said, not distracted.
There's one word difference. It says careless and imprudent.
Right.
As
So
opposed
number
to
1 is already subsumed in number 2. Is that correct?
It's the one word difference. I don't think there's much difference between the words.
Okay.
okay.
I'm okay with that, but if people want to hold it and look at it, then that's fine.
Let's hold it because I've been notified we need to hold this bill or pass it the way the JPR wants it, period. So why don't we hold the
The
bill?
JPR hasn't told us what they want. They don't know what they want. This
I couldn't quite read that, Carl. But
JPR.
okay, let's go to the next bill. HB 250. Can we pass that one, Patrick? It's pretty simple. The same exact posture as last year.
Well, other than the sponsor problem, it's a straightforward bill.
Okay. Any questions?
Motion to move favorable.
Second.
Cool. Upside down and backwards.
And Anderson, you're gonna have to make sure we see the words the way it needs to be seen.
Yeah, there you go.
There you
Okay,
go.
all those in favor of HB 250 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, HB 250 passes unanimously. HB 296, driver's license, older license, in-person renewal, Delegate Stein. I remember this bill. I remember passing this bill last year. It wasn't really that controversial. So
I think it's a problem with the sponsor.
yeah,
Dana's too nice.
that's exactly right. That's what I was thinking, Sarah. Like, God, what a... Anyway,
Move
is there
favorable.
any conversation, any discussion on the bill? Okay, can I get a motion
Favorable.
to,
96, it's fine.
great. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay. 311 of vehicle laws, intersections, prohibited acts. We have dealt with this bill so many times. I hope nobody has any questions on this bill. But it's the same posture as last year, which is different than the posture the previous couple of years. It was a compromise last year and just went over there. So is there any discussion on HB 311, which is in the same posture we passed last year?
What was the vote on it?
Okay,
Was the vote?
Patrick?
The vote on this bill?
Yes.
Hold on a second.
Yep.
Yeah, he just brought that.
We remind everybody, we are live streaming.
(116 to 23).
Okay,
This Block the Box, is that the book?
yes.
Okay.
Any more questions, Delegate Jacobs?
No, no, that's all.
I don't see anybody on the subcommittee in the negative.
Okay.
Okay,
I just want to remind you, if anyone asks you about this, is that we put a provision a few years ago into this bill that says that they can't issue a citation unless the approach is signed to not, don't block the box, which effectively gives a local option. You know, don't put the sign up, they can't give you tickets for it.
that's right. It has to be signed. I remember.
Yeah,
So if
that's
anyone says,
right.
I don't want this in my town, say, just don't put the sign up.
I remember that.
Okay,
Move favorable.
Second.
great. All those in favorable, the favorable, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Bill carries. HB 346, vehicle laws, failure to pay vehicle tolls, penalties. 346, Patrick. Same thing, Delegate Carr said.
This looks the same as last year. It's, we amended it down last year, I remember, and this is that version, the version that passed the House.
Yeah.
All it does is takes away the ability to suspend right away for failure to pay tolls. They can still keep you from renewing, but that means that you won't be driving around unknowingly on a suspended registration.
It's good.
Yeah.
I'd like to, could we just have a little discussion about this issue for a second, Mr. Chair?
Sure, absolutely. Go ahead.
I just want to note that last year, so my district has 2 tolls. I don't know if any other district in the state has 2 tolling facilities. I have 895 and 95, and I have both ends of each tunnels in my district. So maybe that even counts as 4. I don't know. But I will also note that 895, the southern part of it empties into one of the poorest zip codes in the state. And both ends of them empty into zip codes that also have a number of Latino immigrants. And one of my complaints last year and my concerns about the video toll is that lots of these folks are unbanked. Many people are unbanked in the state, and they can't sign up to get easy passes because they don't have bank accounts. And, you know, Jeff came in to our subcommittee and I said, I'm very concerned about the video tolling. I said it several times. And I said, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see exclusive video tolling at 895. That is unacceptable. And he promised that that would not happen anytime in the near future. And I would just like to note that it happened this summer. So MDOT lied to us and they instituted all video tolling, and they're now keeping it there. And they have no plans to put back in even one toll booth for the people who have no ability to get an easy pass. And I think that's outrageous. And it just perpetuates this problem of people being stuck in debt. And, you know, one of the things that I deal with at constituent services that other people don't probably a lot is I deal with a lot of people who have huge amounts of toll debt, and I have to help them get on payment plans. So I just want to put this out there that this is a big issue, and MDOT came into our committee and just told bald-faced lies to us. So putting that out there for all of us in mind.
Let's Delegate Leon, let's have a conversation about what we can do, because
That's fine.
I do have great concern if people can't bank, then how does it automatically get? And this is just one of those things that I think people don't think about, that is a trigger that puts people in a really bad situation. And then over time, that situation gets compounded more and more.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I want to just ask a question in that if individuals are using it because they have to get back and forth, did they then pay by cash before?
Yeah, I mean, there was an option, so that's what they would do.
Yeah.
But would just pay by cash.
Okay.
And it's, you know,
I guess I'm
more
just trying to
expensive.
understand your point of now that it's all video, they're racked,
There's no cash option.
they don't
right.
have the option.
Right.
That's
Exactly.
a problem.
You don't have the option to
Wait
pay
a minute. I don't,
This is a completely
One second.
different bill.
Let me
This
just-
is-
let me
This is a
just,
completely different bill. So go ahead, Regina, and then I'd like to finish up on this bill because this doesn't have.
Delegate Carr has a couple of these bills, and I
Right.
feel like they tend to all be alike but different. But wasn't there another bill about the tolls, because people weren't getting the actual payments? So like the fee for not paying or being late outweighed the fee that actually was for the toll. And so we try to get those reduced because the debt incurred, or the large amount of debt was due to the fact that you have a $50 fee for not paying when the toll was $4 or so.
Yes.
So
No,
this
you're
is
right.
starting to be confusing because the debt comes into the unfair charge of not paying. Like if I roll through and I just got Easy Pass last year because and I visited and I was like, oh, I should sign up. If they weren't here, I would still not have it. And so
Right.
So they feel like the two of them have to be together, because it's kind of the same issue.
Perhaps we are. Thank you, Brooke Learman. We're getting way off the topic of this bill. So what I'd like
Not
to
really.
do,
I don't think so.
pull it back to this bill and decide whether we're going to do with this bill. I know that Delegate Carr has had a lot of other bills. Delegate Boyce, I know you're right. He's had, I think last year or the year before, he probably had 4 or 5 or 6 bills, a variety of different bills on this issue. I don't know if he's planning on bringing all of those bills back. I don't know what happened to all of those bills. And I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying we're getting really far off of this particular bill.
I just respectfully disagree because I think they're all the same to a degree.
I mean, I think
They
it's,
feel like one
it's
compounds
about
the other.
reining in, sort of MDOT's craziness. on video
And this
tolling.
bill does part of that. It doesn't.
Yeah,
do
it does.
all of
No,
but
I
it's a
like this
piece.
bill. I'm fine.
It's one
I'm happy
piece.
with this bill. This is a way watered down. This is the watered down version of what he brought last year that we were able to pass last year. So I totally support this bill. My only point was I don't know if there are any other bills coming up on video tolling. So I just wanted to put out there that this is a big issue that we should all think about.
I concur.
Sorry.
Delegate Love.
Thank you. Just so I understand, and actually I think Delegate Boyce has a good point. So if you go through a toll right now and you don't have Easy Pass, they mail you not a ticket, right? But you need to pay this.
Right.
And if I remember correctly, we said, okay, if you're late and they're racking up all of these late fees, we reduce those late fees. Now this is saying that if you don't pay them, you're still going to get the late fees, but you can't get your license suspended. Did I lay
Correct.
that out?
It's
Correct.
registration. It's not license. It's
I'm sorry.
registration.
Thank you, Ann.
So previously you could get your registration suspended, and then if you got pulled over driving on a suspended registration, your car gets towed, and then it becomes it's to what Brooke said, it compounds, it becomes an even larger mess for them.
So they are all connected, but
They are.
Yes.
Yeah. And
This is one piece of a much larger puzzle.
Right.
But I just want to add to that the other issue of what Delegate Love just said. The main issue was that people were not getting the actual bills, which then compounded by the time you get it, because $4 became $54. If you're not getting it, then you're in a debt that you don't know. And then you're in. So I'm just saying that to say,
I'm on the subcommittee.
agreeing with Delegate Learman and everybody else. I agree, but it just seems like
Yeah,
it needs a little.
I remember that issue, Delegate Boyce. You're right.
No, I remember it too. And I don't have any idea whether Delegate Carr is coming back with that bill again this year. I don't know whether he has that bill. Like I said, I think he had 5 or 6 bill on a variety, because he was trying to go after the issue that you're talking about, Delegate Boyce, from a variety of perspectives. And I think this is just one piece of, I don't know, you'd have to ask him, of like 5 different pieces that he had.
Okay.
Move the bill.
Thank you.
Second.
Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, great. I will talk to Delegate Boyce. I'll talk to Delegate Carr to see if he has any intention of bringing any of those other bills back. I agree that
Cool.
they're connected. I think this is one piece and I'm happy to have it done.
Yep.
Anything else?
Oh, is that it?
That was it. Yeah, that was it.
God.
It was quick.
It's only the second day of session and we've already passed bills, guys.
I know. Well, these were all bills that had passed and they're passed. The only ones. we
That's not
thought
the
were-
point. That's not the point.
I'm just saying, we're
That's right.
being very speedy.
We are.
That's
We
a
are.
good thing.
Yeah.
It is, because I don't know how this is going to turn out. And I think it's good to just get them out so that people get a
Yep.
better shot this year. Hopefully some of these ones that aren't super controversial can actually get passed out of the Senate, I hope.
Yep.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Thank you. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.